Welcome to Gemini season. So everyone has a little Gemini in them, but you need to look at your natal chart to see where is Gemini as far as which house it's in. And then if your sun is in Gemini or you have a planet in Gemini. But every single one of you out there has Gemini somewhere in your natal chart. In this video, you're going to learn about the modality, the element of Gemini. You're going to understand that Gemini isn't somewhere in your chart. Also, we will find out how long the sun will be in Gemini. And then, are there any other planets in your natal chart that are in Gemini, where the sun that's traveling right now in real time may impact your natal chart? If you don't already follow my YouTube channel and you want to better understand astrology and how it works, it is on YouTube at Holistic Healing Astrology. And I also produce blogs every week. You could check out my website under the blog section. Tons of information on astrology and metaphysics for your understanding. I give you a lot of resources. I'm ZervoudakisFounder, the founder of Holistic Healing Astrology. So let's get on with it. Why is astrology so important? Why do we care that we are in Gemini season? Well, because now we've left the Taurus season, which is earth and fixed, meaning it's slow and it doesn't like to change. It's all about the tangible and what we could touch and feel and what makes us comfortable. Now we are shining in the area of intelligence, social events, social entertaining, and being around people, having intellectual conversations, communication, data, social media, books, meetings, teaching, training, very cerebral. It's quick energy because air is quick. It moves quickly, okay? So look in your natal chart and you will see, and I'll pull up a natal chart for you to look at. So this is a natal chart, and for real education purposes, you could check on my YouTube channel where we could overlay, but on these clips, I don't have the access to put this on the screen, so we have to do it this way. So we're going to look, where is Gemini? And Gemini is over here in this chart, okay? So it starts here on the cusp of the 8th house, and it stays in the 8th house. Well, there's three things going on in this natal chart with Gemini. There's a Mercury 0 degrees Gemini, there's a South Node 8 degrees Gemini, and there's the Sun 15 degrees Gemini. So outside here is where the Sun is traveling, and that's what distinguishes the season that we're in, because the Sun travels 1 degree a minute. Sorry, 1 degree a day, not a minute. So 1 degree a day is the Sun going around, and there's 30 degrees in a sign. So in about 30 days, we're going to have the Sun impacting on this chart and everybody else's chart. However, there's going to be a shine on clear, focused, outward communication, maybe some overthinking, or maybe some really powerful thinking. It depends. What does it depend on? It depends on how this individual uses the Sun energy. We here are talking about individual customized natal chart forecasts and individual natal charts. So if you know your sun sign, That's all you know right here. You don't know the rest of the story. So the sun, 8 days later, will impact the south node and the north node because they always are paired together. And then 15 days after the 21st of May, you're going to have the sun returning to its original birth position. And that's why we talk about the transits, because the season of Gemini has to do with the sun transit. So there's a lot of information in astrology, tons of information. So if you like this kind of information, follow me on YouTube and TikTok and all the other social media platforms so you could get the top information. Or if you want to learn from me, I'm available to I teach classes, and there's always a class coming up. If you don't want to miss a trick, then you subscribe to our emails, and you also get a free gift too. So check out all this information. It's for you to understand. So right now we have the sun in Gemini. We're in Gemini season. It's quick, okay? And it's very cerebral. And it's about finding out stuff, revealing stuff through information. Now, let's pause. In the year 2026, this year is far different than last year's Gemini season. Why? Because as we evolve as a human species on this planet, we have more going on that maybe did not exist last year. For example, AI is common to everyone. Everyone can learn AI. Everyone now has to use AI if you do any kind of creative work. I know corporations are suggesting or demanding that their employees learn AI. It's in a lot of the software that I use, like Grammarly, it's in Zoom, it's in Canva, it's in all these different software programs, whether I like it or not. So I'm forced to learn the AI in order to keep providing, even MailChimp, right? To keep providing data for you guys so you could learn astrology and say, well, I don't know what it all means. What's the big hype about astrology? So with this information period now that's so different from last year, we have tons of data, tons of information in this Gemini season. But is it real? Is it the truth? Real meaning, Saturn represents real. The truth represents Jupiter or Sagittarius. So you have to use discernment to figure out, is the information that you're getting from your source online is real? Or is it fiction? Fact or fiction? Okay? That's number one. Now, if you look at the stars right now and the planet positions, we have next to the sun, we have Uranus, the outer planet, which represents electricity, sudden and shocking information, rule breaking, shake 'em up type information. All right? It's also very scientific, detached. It's humanitarian as well. The collective whole, all of community, the whole planet, because we're all one. So it's all also, earthquakes represents earthquakes, but because it's Uranus is in the air sign, it could disrupt the air patterns, or disrupt our thinking. Okay? So think about it. What's going on in the world right now? The truth is being revealed through social media because this information is coming firsthand. You have a reporter, which is anybody with a camera, a cell phone, and they record what's going on either in their neighborhood, in their country. So as long as that wasn't tampered with, you're getting grassroots from the source information. It doesn't go through NBC, ABC, CNN, cable news, all the mass media information, news broadcasting systems. Okay? So you're getting all kinds of data, and it's unfiltered and uncensored. So this is the first time in a long time that you're going to get this kind of information. If you have any comments or you have any suggestions about any of these videos, what you want me to cover next, please put them in the comments because I read all the comments. And if you want to know what kind of specials we have, sign up for the newsletter or the emails because I just let you know what I posted on the blog so you get a heads up on it. But you will always get a leg up on any specials that I offer for my various services and products. Okay? So we have lots of information. By the way, Uranus is also the higher level of Mercury. Now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the messenger god back in the Greek mythology days. So the messenger, that means that information is going from one place to another. Mail literally is going from one place to the other. But we've evolved from pieces of paper and mail going through the postal system to electronic mail. You've got mail with the email system. And I'm sure, I just feel it in my bones, because I'm psychic and I'm also a medium, that we are approaching a time of what we can say is mental telepathy, or getting information from invisible sources, okay, from spirit. Be sure you're working with the spirit of truth, because there's dark spirits and mischievous spirits. So you want your information to come from the source, from the creator, from God, okay? Because if it's not from there, then you have to ask your creator, you have to ask God, is this from you or a distraction? You don't want distractions because that will mess you all up. So lots going on in the cerebral world of information and the mind and the brain, communication, networking. It's fast energy. And we're in the year of the fire horse, okay, Chinese astrology, which is fast, and it correlates with our new dawn here with Western astrology, where the elements in the outer planets are fire and air, which is very lightweight, very quick to move. And we've moved away from the earth and the water elements from the past. And we all could feel it. You know how fast things are happening. So, how do you use astrology in this season to better your life? Well, you, number one, set the intentions. Look and see what planets are impacted in your natal chart. For example, I'm going to show you in my example here of a natal chart that has a comparison. So this natal chart has Three. It's three tri-wheels, and this is what you do to forecast. And what you do is the inner wheel is your natal chart, the middle wheel is your solar progression, and then the outer wheel is a transit. So you see, is anything impacting, like conjunct, on top of, at the same degree as something in your natal chart? So here the node is at the same degree, 4 degrees, as the moon. So that's what you do. You match up to see what's impacting. Now, if one thing is impacting, the likelihood of an event is slim. But if you have multiple impacting features in your chart at a given time, you can expect some kind of action, especially if you're working with aspects or geometrical degrees of conjunctions and squares, oppositions. That's where you probably are going to have to do something because you're feeling it and it's uncomfortable. It could be challenging. That's how astrology helps you, because you know what's going on and where in the chart, if you have your time of birth. If you don't have a time of birth, you could always schedule for a rectification. That's usually done with a natal chart reading, because you have 90 minutes to look at your natal chart. So let's say a person was born right now. They were born with a ascendant of Libra and the sun in Gemini and the moon in Libra. Okay? So, and then every other aspect. And that way we could start decoding your natal chart. And that's for another video. So I hope you enjoyed the information about our Gemini season. And if there's anything that you would like to learn and you want further explanations, please put them in the comments. Until next time, all my love.